Here's a review of Border 2. 199 minutes of top grade, high decibel, patriotic jingoism. Well, I guess that's the flavor of the season. And you don't blame filmmakers to do a Dhurandhar as often as they can. You make what sells. And this kind of chest-beating patriotism seems to be the flavor. And the problem is, if you're critical of this kind of cinema, you're accused, your bona fides are suspect, and therefore most people find it safe to just talk about the film, talk about its nice parts, and perhaps even joined unabashedly the bandwagon. Fortunately, I don't have too much of a viewership, and therefore I can speak the truth. And to me, 199 minutes down my throat, through my ears, challenging my eardrums. Border 2 is a far cry and a battle cry from Border that J.P. Datta gave us a few decades ago. J.P. Datta's Border ended with a brilliant ode to war by Javed Akhtar. This time, when Datta only produces the film and leaves it to Anurag Singh, Kesari film, to go about directing the movie, you think that the filmmaker believes that by shouting at the border, you're scaring the daylights out of the enemy neighbor. Any which way, that's what Sunny Deol does most of the time, apart from the fact that he's doing a lot of impossible things otherwise. Storyline, Wayfather, you have Sunny Deol playing Lieutenant Colonel Fateh Singh. You have Varun Dhawan as Major Hoshiar Dahiya. You have Ahan Shetty as MS Rawat, Lieutenant Commodore, and Diljit Dosanjh, Flight Officer Nirmal Singh Shikhar. So you have Diljit for the Air Force, you have Ahan Shetty for the Navy, and you have Varun Dhawan and Sunny Deol for the Army. You have their inconsequential life partners in Medha Rana, in Sonam Bajwa, and in Mona Singh. All of them have half a minute, 1 minute roles. Weepy, irrelevant, uncharacteristic, nowhere near Pooja Bhatt or Tabu in Border. And then you have Guneet Sandhu as Angad Singh. You have Anurag Arora coming in as Ram. There are multiple characters walking in and walking out of this fight, throw grenades, let there be dust, let there be pattern tanks, let there be fights, and let's lampoon the enemy. And the enemy is any which way going to lose, because the 1971 war is a war we survived to tell with aplomb, and a war that we had won, or so the story goes. Now, sometimes you get a feeling that these kind of war movies are invariably we versus the villain or we versus the buffoon. It's rarely the story of a soldier versus a soldier. And also don't forget, if it is somebody fighting for India, he's a famous, brave soldier. But if he's a soldier still under command of the political government of Pakistan, he's a villain. He's not a soldier. There's no ode for him. He's the villain in the piece. It's rare that you see a soldier versus soldier story, and that is where perhaps Ikkis made its point. Now, you have such poor graphics in the film. You wonder why Anshul Chobe is no match to Ishwar Bidri, who had done some of Datta's amazing films earlier. Also, after you're through the movie, you keep wondering, is this a Punjabi movie or a Hindi movie? The songs are in Punjabi, half the dialogues are in Punjabi. What are you trying to force down my gullet? Your guess is as good as mine. And then you have these usual dialogues. Border par hi nahi karenge, hum border badal ke rakh denge. Your population is not as much as the goats we sacrifice for Bakri. All those great patriotic statements that we are making to ensure that we are a great country, and you get the sheeties from the galleries. Also, war no longer seems to be a matter of strategy of the air chief marshals, the generals. It looks more like lung power, more Shetty and Viru Devgan activity than strategy on blueprint and war rooms. If you thought you saw Balakrishna stop trains, wait to watch Sunny Deol throw grenades on tanks. The academy scenes, we've seen it all in Prahar. How many times are we going to see that? Then you have the war scenes, you have the mess, you have the tough master, you have the song of togetherness. Sometimes it's more a slugfest containing Salim Javed dialogues than you would think it's a war front between two. One-upmanship sentences, dialogues mar the concept of war. In fact, sometimes you get a feeling that Sunny Deol and Varun Dhawan are playing Jai Viru more than two soldiers in an army. And the jeep scene chase between Rashid and the major of the army is just jeeps replacing horses from Sholay. Khoobsurat Hai Tu is a nice song, but you will have a feeling when Varun Dhawan is singing it for Meda, it's more a taunt than a song with some credibility. Varun Dhawan behaves, he's shooting for dad in most of the times. No wonder he's earned the flack that he has got for himself. He's at his best when he's dancing at the barat of his Air Force colleague. 3 kids and the barbed wire fence. You almost hope there's a boy coming out there. There's a story of the boy in the striped pajama. I guess our cinema is far removed from these kind of sensitivities. Sunny Deol shouts his lungs off, really shouts his lungs off. If this is a genre, will somebody please tell the actor that there is only this much that you should be able to do. The rest of the cast is at best adequate, otherwise they all contribute to 199 minutes that is constantly telling on nerves. To me, Border, I'd sit and watch Border all over again than sit and watch Border 2, even in parts, because there aren't really one too many of them worth recommending. Let me sign off with acknowledgements to Dattu and Abhinav. Do watch this video of mine and let me know your comments on my review of Border 2. And if you've seen the movie, if you disagree with me, do let me know your comments. So long, bye-bye.